This is Amy Carl. This is a visual aid or scene diagram of Google Maps of the area that I was driving, and I will explain what happened. So I was here on Gibraltar Drive, coming from this direction, and then turning here. The light was green, and I was turning here to Chabot Drive. This Google Maps is from January 2026, so this is very, very similar to what my experience was. This is the view down the street. So before I was turning this way, and you could see that there was some shrubbery, though the shrubbery seemed higher from where I was located. And then there was there's some trees as well. So this is where I was coming from. I was driving here. I was in the designated left turn lane here, making a turn onto Chabot Drive here. I had my turn signal on. I was proceeding at a reduced lawful speed. And I entered the intersection when it was safe to do so. There was no traffic whatsoever coming at all. It definitely wasn't any traffic in this area. No traffic at all. So I proceeded to turn. And as I was right here turning, a car came from one of these lanes and hit me right about this area as I was turning slowly onto Chabot. I had no time to brake or reverse. And they were going so quickly that they couldn't turn around me. The other driver ended up right here on this corner, and my car was hit right about here, and then it ended up being spun at least once around here. But again, I was coming this way, turned on the blinker, went slow, was yielding. There was no one coming from the other side, so I turned. So again, I was coming this way, put on my blinker, looking if I needed to yield. No one was coming from the other direction, so I turned here, and right about here was where I was hit. The other driver was coming here. I'm not sure which lane they were in, but I believe they were in this lane. Hit me here, and then their car went here. I don't know if they kind of drove it that way or if that was the trajectory, but that's where their car landed. And they were going so fast. And then my car went here. Or it might have did a loop like this and went here. But it ended right here. And you can see from the oil spill from my car and some of the pictures from the eyewitness. So this is to show the lane configurations, the median landscaping, the traffic control, the median vegetation and trees are present in the central median, and adjacent landscaping are shown for the reference in understanding the geometry of the intersection. But regardless of the landscaping or sight lines, there was no one in the intersection. The other vehicle approached at such a high speed. The driver came from here at such a high speed. It ripped off the whole front of my car and caused it to spin all the way around to here, like this. At least like a 270, 280. It felt like it did this. But the airbags deployed, and I was in the middle of the accident in a state of shock. I couldn't really tell if it spun one big U-turn or twice. The median vegetation and trees are present in the central median and adjacent landscaping. This is shown for reference in understanding the geometry of the intersection, but regardless of the landscaping or the sight lines, the other vehicle approached at such a high rate of speed and failed to slow for the intersection, striking my vehicle here with direct contact. And this conduct is inconsistent with due care and is cause of the collision. That's it. There was no one coming. I was here. There was no one coming. I was turning, and they came so fast from this direction and hit my car.